What's up, everybody? Cameron Fous here with FousAlerts.com. Today, we're going to talk about the risks involved with trading biotech stocks and is it worth it? Cue the music. All right, guys, so the topic of the day is speculative biotech stocks. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between a actual biotech company, say GlaxoSmithKline. They actually have a pipeline of drugs that they're actually selling on the open market. Then there's also small cap speculative biotech or pharmaceutical companies that are in the process of trying to prove efficacy of whatever product or drug that they're trying to prove to the FDA actually works so they can sell on the open market to consumers. So there's a lot of risk that goes into these speculative plays. Case in point today, Novavax just dropped 82% after phase 3 trials, did not meet the endpoint results that they're hoping for, and this thing just absolutely tanked 82% after hours. You don't even have a chance to get out of the stock. You're literally, if you're an investor in this play, you basically just lost 82%. Bringing it back to 2005, my entry into the stock market, I witnessed this firsthand right when I got involved in trading a company called Cytomedics. The ticker at the time was GTF. I believe the ticker now is NUOTQ. It's actually trading at 1.2 cents. It's bankrupt. So it was a super risky play that my family had recently just got a $500,000 inheritance from my great uncle who had passed away. And we had some sort of family tip. You know, never listen to anybody about the stock market. Always make your own decisions on your own and do your own due diligence, or know that there's risks involved. Obviously, they did not realize the risks involved in biotech stocks, that's why we're going to bring this up today, so I can try to relay the message to you guys about how to trade biotechs correctly and how to do it safely, and know the risk factors that are involved if you are investing in these stocks. But long story short, that stock went from about $7 to about $1.50 in one day, and eventually down to 1.2 cents today. So you can imagine that all that money that they just inherited was all wiped out in one day. Several things wrong there. One, we were not educated on biotech stocks and the risk factors. Two, we were not diversified. All the eggs were in one basket. So you cannot do that when you're day trading or investing even. You have to have your money spread out across multiple, attractive investments or trades, because you don't know which ones are going to work. As I always say, my win ratio is only 52%, so I literally lose on half of the trades that I make. But I'm diversified and I know how to manage the risk on my losers. So here's the break-even line. Say if I take 2 losers for small losses, so now I'm break-even right here, but I take 1 win and bring it up here, that's a lot more money on my big win than 2 small losses down here. So literally I can win on, not even half my trades and still make money in trading. Trading is not about picking stocks. It's about managing a risk and controlling emotions, being able to get out of those positions that are not working for you. So continuing on, let's talk about how biotechs operate. First thing, biotechs, they have to go through 3 phases. Basically, there's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials. When you see the history of a stock, if you look at one of these stock charts, you're going to look back at the past history. There's going to be a lot of gap ups and a lot of gap downs. And this is all surrounding those phase trial news or speculation or rumors coming out about if that drug is actually working. So all of a sudden phase 2 results come out. They're saying they were good, blah, blah, blah. This stock might jump up 40, 50% in one day. And that's why people are attracted to these biotech plays, because you can make 40, 50 to 100% in one day, but you do not know when that news is coming out. You can kind of guess a general area when that might be happening, but you don't know. Unless you have some sort of insider information that is illegal, then you probably shouldn't be trading, or you're going to be ending up with Martha Stewart and the federal penitentiary, of which I do not want to be part of. So you really don't know when that news is coming out. So you could be holding one day, all of a sudden next thing you know, news comes out overnight, you all of a sudden get a text from your buddy, like one of our guys in chat was like, hey man, look at Novavax, this thing's down 82% after hours. Phase 3 trial results came out and they were not good. So you don't know what's gonna happen with these stocks. So it's very, very risky to get involved with these trades, especially if you're on a swing trade and you're actually trying to invest it and you're just hoping for that actual gap up. And it's really not a safe investment to do. You know, you can speculate, but definitely do not put all your eggs in one basket, as you saw and I just told you about, and I witnessed firsthand. You know, $500,000 investment or inheritance. That's a lot of money to just get that's free handed to you, and we just gave it away in one day because we did not diversify. We were not educated about what was actually going on with the stock. All we had was some family tip from some guy. I don't even know what the deal was at the time. This was over 10 years ago, about 12 years ago, 2005, when I was first getting involved in the stock market. So it's very speculative, and you have to know that there are risks involved if you do put your money into speculative small cap biotech stocks. Do not fully load the boat on these things. You have to diversify. So let's take a look at Novavax again here and actually show you guys how it is able to make money. You know, this thing was down 82% today. I put this on the watch list last night and said, hey guys, check out Novavax. This is definitely gonna have some volatility tomorrow morning. And this morning, live on Fous TV, I made about $1,800 in just about 20 minutes. I bought in at 117. It ripped all the way up to about 130, 135. I sold. I was in and out, 15,000 shares, $1,800 in about 10 minutes. But guess what? It went all the way as high as $1.60 right after that. So again, there's no predicting the stock market. There's no, you know, saying, I told you it was going to do this. The stocks are going to do whatever the hell they want to do. The only thing we try to do as traders is take a little piece of the pie of the things that they do and manage the risk. So, you know, I try to trade high probability setups, but at the end of the day, there's a 50-50 chance of me being right or wrong. Especially once you add in human error in there, you know, emotions, which are all things you have to learn to control as a day trader. There's really 50-50 chance, and it really just all comes down to manage the risk of these trades and controlling your emotions. So let's take a look at the actual Novavax trade. All right, you guys, so let's take a look at NMAX today. Look at this thing. People were so stoked yesterday. It went from 7 up towards 8.5. You know, moving slowly, a couple percent per day. You know, smooth sailing. No big deal, guys. We're making money. NMAX, this thing is going to the moon. Then, all of a sudden, phase 3 results come out, and wham, bam, I'm sorry, man, but we're down 83%. You know, it's really sad how many people, when you think about it, how many millions or billions of dollars were lost today due to people taking that risk, or a lot of it was probably just people uneducated with the risks that were involved with you know, trading these biotechs, or a lot of it most likely was just the fact that people are degenerate gamblers and they were fantasizing about this thing getting those phase 3 results without really knowing what they're doing, not diversifying, and hoping to see good news and seeing it going from 8 to 20 rather than 8 to 124 or 140 what the current price is, and losing everything that they put in this stock. So you have to be very, very careful with these stocks, diversify, and not put all those eggs into one basket, as we saw. And I told you about my entry to the stock market, NUOT, NUOTQ. This was the stock that wiped out my family's brand new $500,000 inheritance, and then we turned it into a very poor investment without knowing the risk and without diversifying. This was, you know, all right, we all got in around $4 per share. Woo! Here we are, up at about $6-7, and within 2 days, look at this. This is bad news coming out on their phase 2 results. You don't know what those news results are. Obviously, we're sitting there talking, fantasizing, be like, oh man, this thing's going to $20 per share once this news comes out. No, the news was bad. We didn't know anything about this stock. Next thing you know, this thing is all the way down, and now it's trading at 1.2 cents, and the company's bankrupt. So you have to be very, very careful with these trades. But there is a lot of money to make on these stocks. You know, as day traders, we gain off of volatility. So last night when this stock actually had that news come out, and we were talking about in the chat, I'm like, all right, guys, putting this on the watch list. So tomorrow there's definitely going to be some volatility on NVAX. So let's get prepared to trade this thing and possibly make some money. And that's exactly what we did this morning. I made $1,857 in about 10-15 minutes, and that's what's possible with day trading without putting yourself at risk of, you know, losing all this money on this stock. You know, if we look back here on NVAX, you know, if you're investing in this stock, like, big whoop-de-doo. You can wait a whole almost an entire year. Say you bought it at the beginning of 2016 in January. You're just sitting lolling around. Oh man, I lost all my money. Oh man, we're back. Man, we're almost up. I'm in profitability now. This thing, I can't wait for the news to come out so I can double my money here. But no, 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 sir. Do not pass go. You're not collecting $200. We're actually going to take $2,000 instead of you getting $200, because there's the risk reward is very poor. You know, would you put all your money on the line to potentially make 50% when you can potentially lose 80%? It's so dangerous to put your money in these stocks. You can do all the research you want. I don't care how knowledgeable you are about these companies. Obviously, you can make a smarter and a wiser decision, but the only people that really know what's going on are the insiders, and they are not allowed legally to act on that information. Neither are you, or you could go be hanging out in jail, like I said, with good old Martha Stewart. You know, it's anybody. It can happen to anybody. So just be very careful. But as day traders using the Fous strategy, you can make money within just several minutes. Like I said, these people, you know, probably waited a year to lose 80%. All I want to do is make, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 a day. You know, I've had days upwards of $15,000 as well, but I just try to shoot for $1,000 to $2,000 a day and call it a day within 15 to 30 minutes, and I can walk away, go do whatever I want, go down to the pool over here, lay out, live right on the bayfront. It's absolutely beautiful, and that's what's so great about being a day trader. So let's take a look closer at the actual trade from this morning. So this is actually a pattern that I teach you in Fous 4 Part 2. It's called an F1 breakout. This is actually pre-market action here. So all this happened pre-market before the stock market even opened, and that's what's risky about these stocks. The news comes out after hours, so a lot of times you're not even around the computer when this news comes out to even react to protect yourself from those losses or trades. It just happens without you even knowing. But this morning, this broke out in F1, so we had this huge volume spike here. I actually was looking for the spike over the VWAP here at about 120. I started with an initial trade here at about 117. You know, at this point, this trade was either going up or going down. Like I said, my win ratio is 52%. I have no idea what this stock's going to do, but I can speculate probabilities, high probability setups, and manage the risk. So basically my risk here, I got in 10,000 shares at 117. If it dropped below 116 low a day, that was my, you know, my risk factor there of 1 cent. You know, I'm only risking $150 on 10,000 shares at the time, so that was $100. But my gain value there was if we broke over 124, I was thinking we're going to do 130, 140. So I was looking to make a lot more than I was willing to lose on this trade. So I was going to sell this thing if this broke lows a day at 116. It did not. It actually broke out of the VWAP here, which is kind of just an area of support and resistance. Then once this broke out over highs a day at 124, I actually added to this trade another 5,000 shares. And just quickly, I got out of the stock. I got out at 134 and several different trades, and pieced my way out. Made a quick $1,800 within literally just 5-10 minutes on NVAX, and I was out. And I actually added again at 132, sold at 134, just 10,000 shares, scalped it for $200 within just several minutes. But look what happened next. This thing went all the way up to almost up to 170. If I would have held my 15,000 shares, averaged in from 117 to 124, I could have made, 5-6 grand on the stock in about 30 to 40 minutes and made a lot of money. But I have no idea. Nobody knows what any stock's going to do. All you can do is try to take a little piece of this action. That's it. Manage the risk. I would have sold at 116 for a risk of 1 penny when this stock moved up almost 40 cents from my actual entry though. So trading, again, is not about picking stocks. We try to identify patterns that we're familiar with, patterns that we're comfortable with trading, and know what their typical reactions are. But at the end of the day, you're either right or wrong. Add in human error there and emotions. We just try to control those so that we can come out on top of the trade. Trading is not about stock picking. It's about managing risk and controlling emotions. All right, guys, that is a wrap on today's video. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about the speculative nature of the biotech industry and understand the risks involved. If you want to know a little bit more about what we do on a day-to-day basis as day traders, check out this link below. We offer what's called the Fous 4 training program. This is a 15-hour online course teaching you everything I've learned about trading the stock market successfully over the last 12 years. In addition, we just launched our brand new product called the Fous 4 Academy. This is a 40-hour mentorship program led by me, as well as our co-lead trader, Big Mike, who will be leading up the classroom experience where you're actually interacting with us and learning on a day-to-day basis how we make money in a four-day 20-hour online course, in addition to the actual Fous 4 training program. Head to fousalerts.com and let's start making some money.
Lifted, yeah, I'm feeling changed.